Hello everybody and welcome to Storm Reads, and today I am going to be doing the Halloween song book tag. I wasn't tagged or anything, but it just looked really cool and I wanted a Halloween tag for October, so there we go. It was created by a beautiful chaos of books, and then I saw the tag on Bookables, and I'll put their links down below. And the first question is a thriller book that was an absolute page turner. And for that, I'm going to go with The Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. The whole trilogy, really, was a page turner for me. I was really loving the trilogy, and I'm sad that I've got the trilogy read now. I want more of Matthew and Diana. But anyway, it's about witches, vampires, and demons, and it's got a lot of kind of like history stuff in it and things like that, and it was just really, really interesting to me. I'll put pictures here. I had them, and I got them from the library, so I don't have them to show. And actually, all of the books that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to have to put a picture here because I don't have them. But then the next question, number 2, is Somebody Watching You, a book that gave you the serious creeps. So I don't really get creeped out by books because I do read a lot of horror, so that doesn't really bother me. But I'm going to mention it's a novella that's kind of started the series, and I can't remember what the series name is. I think it's Evelyn something series. But anyway, it's Hanover House by Brenda Novak. And that is kind of spooky to me because it's set in a remote small town in Alaska. And then it's about a psychologist who is, she's working on what makes criminals, the worst of the worst, do the things that they do. And she wants to put a new medical facility in this remote part of Alaska, in a small town. And the townspeople aren't really happy about it, and neither is, I believe it's the sheriff. It is a romantic suspense, but she has a stalker, and just think snow, small town in Alaska, probably very remote, and you got a stalker. Might not always be able to holler for help. You might not be able to, get a phone signal. Things like that. So that kind of stuff creeps me out because I don't like isolated type things where I can't get help quickly. So that's why I'm going to say that one. I do need to read the rest of the series. I really liked that it was 0.5 in the series. And I have the first book, and it was even signed by the author, and I never did get around to reading it. I'm bad. Anyway, maybe that's something I will do soon. Vampire, a book you hated so much it was soul-sucking or was hard to get through. And I'm going to go with In the Valley of the Sun by Andy Davison because it was a vampire book, and it was horrible. It was definitely soul-sucking, and it was so bad that I've already unhauled it and got rid of it. But it was just, it was about this guy, I think his name was Travis, and he shouldn't have invited this girl back to his place. That's what he gets. But anyway, she's some kind of weird vampire-type creature, and she bites him, and then he gets turned into this, and he is trying to be normal while he's trying to figure out what's going on inside of him and these weird cravings and stuff. And he's helping this woman and her small boy, and it was just so
slow and boring.
So yes, it was definitely soul-sucking. Number 4, I Put a Spell on You, book featuring witchcraft or magic. And so for this, I'm going to put Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness, which is the second book in the All Souls trilogy, just because I want to, because it's got witches in it. And this one is just as good as the first one. And I can't say anything about it because it would be spoilers for the end of the first one. And then number 5, this Halloween, favorite treat or snack while reading. I don't really snack while I'm reading, and I'm kind of watching what I eat, so I'm not even eating snacks much. But I do love a good Reese's, anything Reese's. And then number 6 is Time Warp. Let's do the Time Warp again. What book or books do you like to return to this time of year? And I'm not really a seasonal reader, so I don't know. I would probably just, read mysteries, thrillers, horror. Sometimes, though, if it's like really cold during this time of the year, like it's starting to get kind of chilly here, a good cozy mystery. It's just something that you can just, snuggle up in your blanket and just read. It's fun, it's lighthearted, and it's just really fun to read about this time of the year. So, those kind of things, I guess. Then number 7 is Hungry Like a Wolf, a book you love so much you devoured it. And I'm going to go with like a whole series here because I pretty much binged almost all of the Library Lovers series by Jen McKinley last year. I pretty much it was like at the end of the year, and I just flew through most of it, and then I finished it up this year, and I even got caught up with the review book that I had for the last one, and so I'm all caught up, and I can't wait for another one to come out. But yeah, it was such a fun, cozy mystery series, and I just devoured it. And it's about Lindsay, who's a librarian, and she gets into a lot of mischief, and she's got her boyfriend, Sully, who's a captain, and he takes people out on boats and charter, things like that, and he's pretty cool. He's actually my favorite character out of the whole thing. Then number 8 is The Addams Family, a book featuring a dysfunctional family. And for this, I'm going to put The Devouring Grave by Christina Lynn Herman. The family dynamics in this was pretty messed up, especially, I can't remember her name. Harper. Ha! I think it's Harper. What her dad does and stuff it was just really messed up, and especially the sheriff and her son, is it Justin? I think that one was pretty messed up too. And even pushing it on names here, Violet, I don't know, but her and her mom and everything there was pretty messed up too. So yeah, there's a lot of messed up, dysfunctional family stuff going on in that. It's not a favorite book of mine. It was okay. I don't know if I'm going to continue with the series or not. Part of me is kind of curious, but at the same time, I thought it was pretty boring read. So, I don't know. But it fixed the dysfunctional family, and I know a lot of people really liked the book. And number 9 is Scary Monster and Super Creeps, a book that has you scared or intimidated to pick up. Again, I don't get really creeped out or scared by books, and so I'm just going to go with something that intimidates me a little bit because I tend to find them a little bit dense and hard to read, and that would be historical fiction, like straight up historical fiction. Now, I can do historical mysteries, historical cozy mysteries, I can do historical horror, things like that, but just straight up historical where, it's all about like the Tudors or something like that. It's just not for me, and it's very intimidating. It's very full of facts and just things that it's really dense, and it's just hard to get through. A lot of descriptions. I like a lot of dialogue, so therefore I just don't really care for them. Also, a lot of historical fictions features wars. I do not like to read about wars. It's not something that I'm interested in. I've never been a war buff like with World War I or II or any of that stuff. And so usually they involve that era, and I just don't really like it. So it's a little intimidating, I guess, to pick up. Because I know if I try it, even if it sounds good, a lot of times I'm going to get bored halfway through it and probably not finish. And then number 10 is The Twilight Zone, a book that has a completely different and unique premise. I really didn't have anything for this one. I just couldn't think of anything. Dresden, stop. I just couldn't think of anything right off the top of my head. And so I'm kind of going to go with Dresden. She's rooting around in my blankets. Dresy, stop. Anyway, sorry. I'm going to go with My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing. It's not like an extremely unique, I guess, but to me it is. I haven't read a book that features a husband and wife murdering duo before, so I thought that was pretty interesting, and especially that they have teenage children and the things that they're doing, and it's like, it's messed up. It can also go under the dysfunctional family, but I thought I'd put it here instead. But that's the only thing I could think of anyway. So anyway, there you have it. That is the Halloween song book tag, and I don't know who to tag. I didn't think about that. If I think about somebody to tag, I will put them down below, but if not, tag you're it. Go ahead and do this and have fun with it, and let me know that you done it so I can come and look at yours if you do in the comments. So there you have it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.